Hey, this is 24 Chromium, and I'm going to give you a brief tour of my trailer. Okay, here's the trailer that's affectionately known as the Luxo barge. Let's explore a little more and find out what makes it a cool trailer. So probably the most obvious thing there is the awning in this shot. There's only been a few times where I have not used the awning, and that's typically when I'm in a garage at a racetrack. But otherwise that thing is out right away, and it's awesome. The other thing to point out here in this shot is the tire cart. It was custom designed of an existing design. I think it's used for the NASCAR teams mainly. And I cut it down to hold 4 tires comfortably. All right, let's start to walk inside. Got a door cabinet here, and that holds a lot of stuff: oil, paper towels, cleaning products, etc., tire wraps. Also got a clock on the wall so you know what time it is, and I always put the schedule up both outside the trailer here next to the door close to the clock, and as well as inside. There's another clock inside. All right, the other thing I've got hanging there on the door is the tire pressure gauge, and it's typical for me now to take it out on the weekend. I actually have a table. You can actually see the table inside there. Bring the table out, set it where those chairs are right now, up against the trailer. My trailer has a roof ladder. It's handy to go up and watch, as well as to wash the trailer. This trailer has a tongue jack, an electric tongue jack. That makes it oh so much easier. I've got a lot of friends who do not have electric tongue jacks, and they're envious. I have the anti-sway. These are Reese anti-sway, and I can't recommend them enough. They're awesome. I know there are other alternatives on the market, much more expensive than these, but hey, the bang for the buck was awesome. Very easy to use, and we have some very high winds here crossing one of the great rivers that runs into the San Francisco Bay. The bridge is up very high, and the trailer really gets tossed around without those. Let's look in the compartment here for the generator. Got a Honda EU 3000 IS generator, and that generator is enough to run all the electrical outlets, AC lighting, fluorescent lighting in the trailer, big screen TV, as well as the air conditioning, and in the winter the heater. This particular model has a couple of settings on it. It runs in eco mode, which is quiet, uses less gas, but obviously puts out less electricity. It's rare that I have to turn it on to full blast out of eco mode. So it's got a little tray, pulls out. I've also got, you can see inside here, I've got the battery, I've got a battery tender, and I've got the battery tender hooked up in a couple of different ways. Right now I'm on shore power here at the track. I'm at Thunder Hill Raceway Park. This track is awesome. You can see down there they have the canopies. Looking on the south side, you got the canopies. There's the clubhouse. So the canopies are awesome for those folks without trailers. In my case, I've pretty much got a rolling home here. And they have shore power, which is awesome. So no need for the generator this time. But you notice I have this cord here, and this cord is hanging up inside here and plugged into an electrical outlet. So I'm tending the battery as I'm here through the weekend, which is pretty awesome. All right, let's walk around inside. Let's see, the other thing I want to point out here are the quartz lights. I'm typically not at a racetrack working on a car late at night, but I do have that option. Sometimes when we're here partying late, when the sun goes down, we'll turn these on. That's about it. All Right. My trailer has a big workbench. Obviously that L shape there for on the far side is for the generator. Got a big cubby there, big cabinet door, Kennedy toolbox, and I just covered the top, which is just this same material. I covered the top here with some carpet, and it's just loose, and that works fine. You had an option when you bought the trailer to buy a stainless steel countertop, and I thought, well, I'll do it one of these days. It is a little bit pricey, but I've had it over 4 years now, and I've never felt the need to upgrade. The carpet still looks great. Inside the cabinet, you'll notice I've got everything labeled as well. The trailer is really all about speed and simplicity. Whether I've got some support and the support crew are helping me load and unload the trailer, or just my friends that want to borrow a tool or something out of the trailer, they can easily find it. I've got a plastic cabinet down there, a box with all the liquids, my fuel jug. You can see I've got my winch there. Lots of other ancillary stuff. Got the bright orange witches hats. Got lots of boxes, small boxes full of hardware, GoPro stuff, all sorts of things in here. Spares of lots of stuff. In fact, the bottom drawer here of my toolbox is pretty much nothing but spares. Bungee cords, tie wraps, all sorts of stuff. One of the cool things that I did with this toolbox, in customizing this toolbox, was to have the shadow cutouts made. And this was done by a guy up north in Washington, I believe. And he specializes in military defense stuff. So what I did was I sent him what they call the shadow, or the cutout, for all the tools, how I wanted them arranged. And I'm not sure whether he water jet cut these. I think it was water jet. And sent them to me fully assembled. All I had to do was lay them in the drawers and fill them up with all the tools. But these are awesome. Can't recommend them enough. Tools don't bounce around while you're traveling on our horrible, horrible freeways for 10-hour drives, for example. Everything's where you left it. The other really nice thing about this is you can open a drawer and immediately figure out, hey, did somebody borrow something and forget to bring it back? And go chase them down. So, love my toolbox. Got lots of cabinets in here. One side's all cabinets, and that holds stuff like the race suit, the helmet, shoes, work gloves, paper towels, shop rags, picnic supplies, because we do eat here often at the track, stuff for working on the car, furniture, blankets, etc. Spare tire. One thing you'll notice is I've got E-track running down both sides of the trailer, mainly at hip level and less. Got a little bit higher here at the back, and that's to hold the tire cart. Here's my table, my fold-out table. And on this side, this is more the business side. Got the flat screen TV for doing data and video. Got a bottle of nitrogen. That table flips up and down. You've got AC outlets. This is HDMI for plugging in the laptop. The outlets are actually powered. They've got AC power. You see a USB Type A and a USB Type C. And those are actually smart outlets. They figure out which one was plugged in first. They distribute the power based on need. It's pretty awesome. I have these in my home as well. So I've got a pair of those. Got fuel jugs, space there for 5 of them on that rack. And you see a clock there, Clock is very important. Schedule's taped up from the last event there, right below it. And then this is a very cool thing. Aero Components is the company that makes both the folding table as well as this helmet shelf. This helmet shelf was really intended as a storage device so that you can just put your helmet up there. The way that they sell it, it comes with a rod that goes from here to here and holds your helmet. But I didn't want something to just store it. I can throw it in the upper cabinet. What I wanted was something to take the sweat out of it. So I actually added an AC powered fan and a switch. And so what I do is I come in from the track, take the helmet off. It's got the Hans still attached to it. And I just plop it up on the shelf, turn on the switch, and walk away for 5 or 10 minutes, and the helmet's nice and dry. And you can see I've hardwired it in. It is a little noisy. If I had looked a little harder, I might have found a better fan. This was a pretty high CFM fan. It was the lowest I could find of a very durable and reputable brand. So I just ran with it. You know, to be honest, when the air conditioning is on inside the trailer, you can't hear it. The air conditioning is fiercely loud, unfortunately. So yes, I do have air conditioning. I have, that unit is a heater as well as an air conditioner. So I've got the fluorescent lights. I've got DC lights. Let's turn those on. Got a bunch of those. And I've got the skylights as well, the vents. Turn these up. I will share an experience with you. The vents need to be covered. I can't tell you how many of these handles I have lost, how many of these screens have broken, and how many of the plastic covers have gone missing before I put those outer covers on. And ever since then, I've had zero problems. So I got 2 of these in this trailer, 2 of these skylights. They're pretty nice. Another thing I want to point out here is the rack for all the straps. So you can see I've got my Max straps there, tie down the car, as well as all sorts of other stuff and bungee cords, etc. So how do I put the car in here? Well, you can see the D-rings on the floor here. I've got 2 here at the back that are pretty far spaced out all the way to the back of the gate, and I've got 2 up front. One of them might be a little bit hard to see. It's a run easy up. Oh, there you go. So right now I'm strapping down through the wheels, weaving the straps through the spokes of the wheel and then to the outside of the wheel out to the ratcheting straps and then tying the car down. I'm thinking about actually putting in another set of D-rings, particularly here at the back. You can see I've got some tape marking out where I want the new D-rings to go, and then those would make it easier to actually use the permanent tie downs on the car. Okay, so let's point out some of the convenience features. So you see the little arrow there on the ground. That arrow is to line up the rear axle of the rear left tire, so that when you're pulling the car in, and I always winch the car in, by the way, so when you're pulling it in, you know exactly how far to take it. All right, again on this theme of speed and simplicity, one of the things I want to point out here is you notice the black pieces of tape that I have indicating on the trailer gate, indicating where the ramps are supposed to line up. So again, it's just a quick, easy reference for you when you throw out these race ramps. These are the long, extra long ones, 2-piece, because the race car's so low. So I've got this taped off so you can figure out where they line up. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't point out the most important feature of the trailer, a bottle opener. The other thing I want to point out here is these shoring beams. So I have these guys two on each side. You got them down at the bottom here as well. And then I have these shoring beams here, and they're just aluminum 2x4s essentially. I put some Delrin wear plates on them, some plastic plates, so that the tire cart doesn't chew up the aluminum too badly. But once I get the car in here, I put the shoring beams up, and here's another little cool addition. I just epoxied a magnet on here, and that way the pins that I use to hold the secure the shoring beams and the cotter pins don't get lost. So they're always right there, very handy. You know exactly where to find them. Let's see. In the theme of labeling, so I've got my winch remote there, got my name on it so I don't lose it, and that's just Velcroed to the wall, and it does an amazing job. Like I said, a 10-hour trip out to Las Vegas from the San Francisco Bay Area, and it's still intact. Doesn't move around. Got a hose reel there for the nitrogen, and that's about 50 feet of hose, which is very nice. This was designed to hold my aluminum racing floor jack after about 4 years of use, where the floor jack was hanging. The front wheel or the saddle area was up here, so it was essentially hanging vertically, sort of upside down. My floor jack actually died on me. It wasn't able to work anymore. And Brunholzl was the manufacturer of the jack. I'll show you the jack. Brunholzl told me, well, you're holding it wrong. You can't store it that way. You need to store it flat. So I put it in this crash cart now and keep it this way. And you can see I've got JP jack stands there, torque wrench, impact wrench, torch, all the good things that you might need when you want to go work on the car. Other thing that I really like in my trailer are these guys. These are awesome. I've got 4 of these. Really easy on your knees. Lay them out, work onto the car, save yourself from getting stones and glass and gravel rubbed into your knees, your elbows, your hands. I've got another set that's actually stuck behind here. Another thing everyone really loves are the hangers. I got 3 sets of hangers here. Hang up your clothes, your race overalls, etc. And those are pretty awesome. Let's see, back to the theme of labeling. I've got important stuff here like the shutdown list, how high to inflate the tires, how much to torque the wheel or the lug nuts, setup stuff for the car. It's doing this. How do I fix it? Morning checklist, etc. Fire extinguisher, of course. Safety first. Lots of photos of the old cars, the new car, past glories, cool places I've been. And on this wall, because this is the TV wall where we look at data, look at video, I've got track maps of all the tracks that I've raced across the world. It's kind of outgrowing the available space, so I'm going to have to rearrange it one of these days. Let's see. Other thing that's kind of cool is the remote for the TV. Again, it's on Velcro. Got it labeled with my name. Tells you where the remote goes. Got it labeled there on the TV. So all very handy stuff, all designed to make it easy, quick, pretty dead simple to roll the car in and out. All right, let's go racing.